friends, it's Sharon here from My Crafty Greetings, and I am bringing you my first design team video with Scrappy Tails Crafts, and I have chosen to use the assorted leaves die today. We are going to be making some sympathy cards, and sympathy cards are not always the easiest or most comfortable thing to make, but I wanted to bring you some designs that will help things be easier when your heart is heavy, or maybe you just want to build some up in your stash. Whatever the case is, where sympathy cards are concerned, this leaf die set will have your butt covered. Now I've used this leaf front here to cover up some beautiful copper textured vinyl, and I'm setting that onto just some white cardstock. I have some frames cut here. One's a vellum and one is a thin one of black cardstock. It happens to be the same size as the cutout in my 5x7 card base, so we're going to fit it down so that it can sneak into place as a layer. What you're going to do is you're going to cut the corners diagonally, and then you're going to try and get yourself some ATG as close to the edge, and I would recommend ATG so that it doesn't squish out. And when you go from behind, you're just going to support it and sneak it into place. And the other side, you'll reach through and you can line it up by the corner. Use your finger to give it a little push and line up each edge. Squish it down, and there you have a really nice micro matted frame. Now I'm going to put an extra layer of ATG on here, and this layer of ATG is going to go ahead and stick to that vellum, and that vellum is the next size down in that die cut set. And I'm going to go ahead and add some of my packing foam here. This is the stuff that I always tell you that you can get for free at Michael's or any giftware store. Just go in and ask them for some of it, the protective packing foam sheets, and you will not need to kill the planet by using foam sheets anymore. Use this stuff, it's free and it's fabulous and it's much lighter weight, so you'll pay a lot less on shipping. And so I've got this layered onto a Nina Solar White 80-pound base, and I've already stamped out a sympathy sentiment here and went ahead and got that heat embossed with some copper embossing powder, and I'm going to stick this little guy here right in the center. This is easy peasy, you know, if you've got to get a nice card done, this is going to cover you, and this will work for male or female, or even something a little more formal, like if you have to give it to a boss or somebody that, you know, is less of an acquaintance than normal. Now this is the cutout piece here that I'm layering this onto, so you don't need to let that window knockout go to waste. You're going to go ahead and cut your sentiment so that it falls in between there, and I'm just going to put some ATG on the back. Now, once I looked at it, I thought that's kind of skimpy. It needs a little more oomph to it. So I've got some thick white cardstock. This is from the leftovers of my card bases. I just put 2 layers on so that it just has the teeny tiniest bit of lift. And I'm popping that into place and letting it fall between the lines of the cutout window there. Very simple and easy to do. You could whip a pile of these off, no problem. You could probably also use them for mail happy birthday or thank you cards, but they definitely fit the bill for a sincere sympathy card. You can go ahead and use any color combo you like, and you can embellish it as you wish. So now we're going to pull the vine leaf out of the set, and I've got 2 different colors of blue here. One is with one of those textured papers from Nina. I picked it up in an assorted pack at the office supply store. While I'm ink blending here though, I wanted to make an announcement. I have a secret video that's going to be available to you, the viewers, and it is another full complement of 6+ sympathy cards using this same die set. Easy ones that are sure to wow. And there are 2 things that I'm going to ask you to do if you would like to have the access code to this video. So the first thing is make a purchase from Scrappy Tails Crafts, or I'm going to give you a little work to do. I want you to share this video on your Facebook or Instagram feed, and I want you to go to Scrappy Tails Craft Facebook and Instagram and like them on both. And Sabrina has a little surprise for you. There is a discount code for 10% off your entire order, good through the end of this weekend. Now naturally I would love if you're going to place an order, please use my links. Ultimately though, Any order through Scrappy Tails is going to get you the link to that extra bonus video. All the details will be below in my drop down box, so go ahead and take a look there and follow the instructions to be able to get to access to that awesome video. So I've already cut out the side panel pieces here, and I'm going to be gluing down these beautiful curly vines. I love these dies. They're all different dies, and they're so beautiful and so versatile, and there's so many different ways you can use them. And they're nice too because I make 5x7 cards, and these are much more substantial dies than I've ever had from any other crafting company. So I'm just gluing these down. I did double layer them to give them a little bit more heft. You can go ahead and put them in regular paper thickness if you like. The little tiny strip on the side here is a 1/2 inch, and I've already put some of my packing foam behind that just to pop it up. And because I'm overlaying the outside piece and I want to get all the dimensions right, I'm going to put this on my card base first to leave a little bit of a white reveal from the card base. I've got a little bit of overhang too. And I'm taking out some of my Tombow Mono Multi. Oh, I said that right. Wow. And I'm putting that on the packing foam, and that's how I usually stick it down to my card bases. Now I am making some white strips here, and if you have some of that Sure Stick sheet, put it on some regular cardstock or any color cardstock and take it and put it through your paper cutter and cut little tiny strips. This is a fantastic way of adding some extra detail that is sure to wow your friends and your recipients. It's so easy, and every time I do it, everybody goes, "What did you do?" I also take vinyl and do this type of thing as well. I think it's such a great way of adding a little bam shazam, thank you ma'am, to it. So I'm going to pop a little piece of foam back here as well, just to hold up the end as it sits over top of the vines here. And I added some Nuvo drops, as you can see, and you can pick any color you like to make this card. I just think it turned out fabulously. So here we are. This is another leaf in the die set. This is a tri-leaf, and the nice thing is that this is not mirror imaged. This is completely unique from side to side. So if you flip the leaves over one way or the other, you're going to get a totally different looking leaf frond, which is nice because sometimes when you're layering things together or trying to make a composition, when it looks like you've got the same leaf all the time, it looks weird. So that's the leaf die there, and this is just some shimmery gold cardstock that I had. And I used my, these are Sculpey tools that I have, but you can also use cake decorating tools, whatever you've got. Now these are the two papers. One has a lot of texture and one is smooth, and they're both ivory colored papers. And what I'm doing is cutting a layering piece that is just a little bit bigger than that tri-leaf set there. And then I'm also going to cut a layering piece to go below that, just so that it has a little bit of a frame. Now I will say this was 60-pound paper that I used, and I wish I used something heavier. I'm also adding a pop-up frame to my sentiment here that I've already stamped out, and I'm using one of these handy dandy little fishtail cutting dies. And oh, look at that, hand cut does not match machine cut. Let me just fix that baby up there. I could have left it, but somebody would have said, what kind of janky crafter did that? Throwing a little bit more of a packing foam here. And I've got that layered into place, and then I'm going to go ahead and use way too much Mono Multi here. It's like it was on sale or something, I don't know. But I'm layering these pieces up, and I'm going to get them all ready. And I'm also going to add a little bit of foam and layer up the sentiment piece and the little backing piece behind it. You can see I got some handy dandy ruler there. It's a funky Martha Stewart corner one that I have, and it's heavy, so it's great for holding things down. So I've got that all lined up, and I'm going to mix some flicking stuff, and you can use glossy accents, you can use mono matte medium, whatever you've got. If you've got like some clear something acrylic, go ahead and take any kind of pearl powders and mix it in. And I have tons of pearl powders because of course that's what we used to do to make custom gel colors at the salon or at the spa. So I have tons of that stuff in my stash, and so I flicked on some gold that's going to match the leaves, and now I'm darkening it up with some brown so that that will match my sentiment. And I'm adding a bunch more flicks here. You can see Ozzy did a job on my box there. He likes to rip apart boxes. Ozzy's my little dog, if you didn't already know that. So I'm just going to take these leaves here, and I'm just putting a dot on the back of each leaf. And I'm going to switch between forward and backward. And what I did was sorted them all out so that the leaves would swing one way or the other, so it makes a little bit of a wiggling kind of dimension as it goes down. Otherwise they would line up perfectly over top of each other and you wouldn't get the same kind of design. So I've got those all into place. Of course, through the magic of video editing, I made it look like it was very fast. Now I have to add one more piece of foam here just to pop that up so that it can make it over top of the layer of embellishment there. And naturally I dropped it on my brand new background for my desk, and I have sticky glue there. Awesome job, Sharon, way to go. You knew it was going to happen. Anytime I've got something nice, it's going to get dingled. So I thought I was done there, and I decided that I wanted to add some little dots. So I'm making my own kind of Nuvo style embellishment, and I have this gloss gel medium, and I'm scooping some, and this is one of those little sandwich snack bags. I'm scooping some in there, and then I've got, this is a rose red pigment powder, and then I'm putting some brown and a little tiny dash of purple. I'm going to halfway zip the bag shut just so that it doesn't squeeze out the top, but you need to also get rid of the air so that you can do this. And all you're going to do is just massage the bag back and forward, and you can mix this up and make your own kind of style of Nuvo drops. Now they don't have that kind of sticky jelly finish that makes the perfectly rounded balls, but it does make, you can see the color. Maybe that was gross. Maybe I shouldn't have showed you that. But anyways, I've got these bottles that I got on Amazon, and I just squeezed them into the bottle, and now I'm putting my little dots out here. Now this card is not going to be the card that you see in the final version because I got at it and did some more stuff. Maybe you're gonna like the final version, maybe not. I added a lot more splatters with the last concoction I made, and I added a layer of brown matting. So here's some more fun. If you do not have some pearl paint, or if you do not have Nuvo drops that are just in a pearl, you can take some of your glossy accents or any kind of clear glue that you have. You can mix in even some makeup that's pearly. I've got pearl pigment here. Perfect Pearls may go clumpy in this because it has an additive to it, but all you're going to do is take a sponge and smear that all over some paper, and that will give you pearl paper. Now the darker the paper is, the more visible all those streaks are going to be. If it's a lighter color paper, it's not going to show so much, but it's going to give you beautiful pearly paper, and we're going to use that for this particular design. Now you can see that paper had its own texture to it. It is a Doodlebug series paper, and I think it's from the Dots and Textures series. I wanted to make something similar for you, so if you don't have that type of paper and you wanted it, all you need to do is take either a foam tool or a blending brush, and rather than blending, you're just going to blop it on, and you'll get kind of that blotchy pattern. And you can see these leaves here are cut out of that pearl paper that we made. This is one of the other leaves that you're going to receive in the set. This is what I'm telling you, it is the best die set ever. It has everything. You will not need to hunt out single leaf sets anymore. If you have this leaf set, you are covered, my friends. It will do the whole job, and I didn't even use all the leaf dies in this particular video. You're going to have to get that code for the other video to see all the rest of the fantastic stuff that I make. And I promise you it's going to be very, very cool stuff, including a couple of pet bereavement sympathy cards. So I'm using the pop out for this one just so that you could see what it would look like. I didn't finish a card with that. The card that I'm doing, I'm actually doing with the outline pieces. And there's 2 outline leaf dies in the set where you also can have the outline and the pop out, and they still layer over solid leaves in the set too. So I went ahead and just randomly scattered those all over the surface and trimmed my edges. I'm putting that on a card base here. I have a square cutout that has the little, I don't know what those little dotty things are, but I just know that makes my craft room look dirty when I've been cutting a lot of them. But I didn't get it lined up quite right, so I went ahead and trimmed off the little bit of excess. I'm gonna take ATG this background down. This is going to be fast and simple, my friends. I have a little bit of organza ribbon, and I've already popped up some of that packing foam on the back of this layered square here. And all you're going to do is drop it down onto the ribbon so it picks up the ribbon, and then you can line it all up and give it a little push down. And this is a piece of foiled paper that I had, and I went ahead and added that sticky sheet to stick it, I guess, to the back of it. I don't actually use stick it. I break open Xyron rolls and only use the sticky part of the roll and throw the rest in the garbage. I don't have a Xyron machine, but I'll get into that another time. There you go. There is a dramatic, beautiful card. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed, I sure would like it if you would. Here's some more videos for you. And don't forget to check out the comments below and see how to enter to get that code for that secret video.